Hello and welcome to another edition of Son of Kaiju Review.
You got the name right.
Oh shoot, Bail! But no, welcome to Son of Kaiju Review. I'm Protomet.
I'm Tank.
And today we will be taking a look at the movie Eight-Legged Freaks, starring David Arquette.
It's an alright movie.
Yep. Well, see ya. No.
Yep.
The basic gist of the film, which apparently was originally going to be titled A Rack Attack, which makes sense given that they actually...
A bunch of arachnids are attacking.
Well, they even say that phrase in the movie a few times.
Yeah.
But then it was changed to Eight-Legged Freaks. And it has Scarlett Johansson playing a role before she played Black Widow.
Or any other Scarlett Johansson role.
I know, but the fact that she went on to play Black Widow after being in a Spider movie...
Yeah. Who knows? She could be Gwenpool eventually.
I doubt it.
No.
Pretty sure they've already had a Gwenpool show up.
Really?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, that's right. We don't know who voiced her. Alright.
Alright. The film takes place in the fictional mining town of Prosperity, Arizona, which has hit upon some hard times since they stopped mining the place.
Mm-hmm.
Because they couldn't find some load.
There's a gigantic mall.
Yeah, the mayor decided to have a big mall to try and boost the economy, and that did not go over well. And just, the whole town is on the verge of collapse, and apparently they're being offered a sizable sum to move out.
Yeah, so they could, so some other company can, like, take the land or.
Yeah, we learn later on in the movie that the reason that the land is being bought up because this company is wanting to use the place in its mines to bury their toxic waste instead of, properly disposing of it.
Yeah.
And one of the barrels that's being transported ends up falling off a truck and landing in a lake, where it gets eaten up by some crickets, which then get fed to some spiders by a dude named Joshua, who has a large collection of spiders.
I just gotta say, Joshua may be innocent, but he looks creepy as fuck.
He does look creepy, but I think that was kind of the intention for that initial pseudo jump scare when the little kid Mike, who's the son of the sheriff, just kind of pops in for a visit, and it's a decent bait and switch to reveal that this guy who kind of looks creepy is actually completely harmless.
Yeah, he's a collector of just rare spiders, and insects.
Yeah, but both of them do notice that the spiders have been getting larger due to the crickets that Joshua has collected.
Yeah. And
they find it fascinating.
Yes.
But unfortunately, Mike has to leave early because...
He's like, pretty much, oh shit, I'm late.
Because turns out his mom doesn't actually want him to hang around the spider place. Even though it's an excellent learning experience.
Yes.
I guess she just thinks that Joshua's a weirdo. And
well, it's a strange man that lives alone.
With a bunch of spiders and parrot.
Yep. So it's you, Luke.
I do not have a parrot. I'm not denying that spider thing, because look at Black Arachne over there.
Victory.
But unfortunately, Joshua, after Mike leaves, Joshua meets a terrible fate as all of his spiders manage to escape. Mostly because one
tarantula comes out and climbs up. Well, he gets on Joshua's back and bites him.
And that causes Joshua to start flailing around and knocking over the other cases.
Yes.
Releasing the spiders, which are getting gradually bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cut to a week later. And we get this new guy coming into town.
A new old guy.
Well, he's a former resident of the town, Chris McCormick.
Chris.
Was
played by David Arquette.
Apparently, he's the son of the guy who ran the mines, and has come back to try and find this load that his dad had apparently found. This load of gold.
Gold. Hey, gold.
So he's thinking of reopening the mines to search for it. Meanwhile, the mayor is
he's like, no,
trying to convince everybody to sell their land.
Yep.
Though not everybody is willing to, because they kind of think that he's just doing it as part of a get-rich-quick scheme, just like the mall that nobody goes to.
So they're having a meeting, like a town meeting, I guess, and then Nick or what? Chris, yeah. Chris winds up and just knocks the mayor on his butt.
Wade, I believe his name is.
Wade?
I think also by this point it's established that the sheriff's daughter, Ashley, is going out with Wade's stepson, Brett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're canoodling.
Well, that's a little later.
Yeah, wait, yeah, that is later. Okay, that scene is hilarious.
Yeah, no. I got to admit, the sheriff, Sam, short for Samantha.
Yeah.
She's a fantastic character.
Oh yeah, she's definitely like.
She doesn't take shit.
She's not an overprotective mother, but she's
does look out for her kids.
Exactly.
And she's a strict sheriff too.
Oh yeah.
Like nobody questions her authority.
Like her daughter and her boyfriend are driving around on dirt bikes, legit, like, and then she just pulls them over and gives them all tickets. It's just like, well.
Another character that we haven't yet mentioned is this radio host Harlan, who is.
I believe he's one of the best characters in this movie. He is a nut, a
conspiracy theorist nut. He thinks that the government is trying to drive everybody out of town because aliens and shit.
Mm-hmm. Find their spiders from Mars. That's later in the film, but it's.
He's there. He's a character.
Mm-hmm. We also have Samantha's partner,
Pete.
Pete, a
Deputy Pete.
Deputy Pete, who
he's not a terrible.
He's
guy.
not. He's actually. He's kind of dumb, but he's not at the same time. The thing is, like, he's getting the barrel out of the water.
Yeah, that's how he's introduced.
Yeah.
Dragging this barrel of toxic waste out of the.
And then the funny thing is, like, he takes his cap off, wipes his head with the.
Still gloved
that he just,
that he was just using to take the barrel out of the lake.
So apparently it's Miracle Grow for hair.
As we learn at the very end of the movie, when he has like a few new strands of hair. Anyway.
The dude's balding big time. But he's not as authoritative. Oh, compared to Samantha, he's not.
He doesn't have as much authority, but he does respect her authority.
Oh yeah. I think he's slightly afraid of her.
I would be too.
Yeah.
Not that she's a scary character.
No, she's like just like
she just can command that authority.
Yeah.
And respect. She earns it.
Oh yeah. So then, there's a scene at his house. He's trying to fix up their.
That's a little later.
Oh yeah.
No, actually, that might be that night. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah, he's trying to fix up their house, and their cat goes into the drywall.
And his wife is upset because it's like, I thought you were going to get a grade for them. Well, they didn't have one in the right size, so it's going to... Whatever.
Yep.
They try to lure the cat out with tuna, which Pete is like, really? You're feeding it tuna? You are spoiling this cat.
And...
Well, you know he doesn't like cat food. It's like...
My God, you just...
For the record, I'm a cat person. I would never actually get a cat, but that's mostly because I'd be afraid of having to handle it if it died. And that's just...
Yeah.
That's just that whole thing. But I do have a dog niece.
Yes, you do.
She is a good girl.
Oh, yeah. Then, well, pretty much, the cats, you hear a couple meows, and all of a sudden you hear... Boom!
And it's clear that the cat has gotten into a fight with one of the now massive spiders.
Yes. Like, you're seeing imprints of the cat, you're seeing an imprint of the spider, and then just... all...
They're slamming each other into the drywall.
Yeah, and like...
And then they end up getting close to the hanging light.
Yeah, and they both get electrocuted. And I believe his wife leaves him after this.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah.
As he calls the sheriff the next morning and tells her about what happened.
He's like, I fought a giant spider. The cat's gone.
There's also like one point later on in the day where he's trying to call the Department of Wildlife or whatever.
Because emus.
There are a lot of pets that are just going missing. Yeah, and nobody knows why.
Cats, dogs, emus. Yes, a large bird that cannot fly is being devoured by large spiders.
Well, he doesn't know that they're large spiders. He just knows that they're going missing.
Yeah.
That's the key part. They're going missing and nobody knows why.
Defeat a big black thingy.
Mike decides to sneak out and try and go see Joshua because he hasn't heard from the guy in over a week.
Yeah.
Because apparently he just goes out to Joshua's place every week. And his mom doesn't want him doing so, but he does anyway.
Yeah, he finds a exoskeleton.
It looks like a big spider leg.
Yeah. And
he's concerned, justifiably.
Yes.
Because he was already aware that some of Joshua's spiders were getting bigger than normal spiders, so...
Yeah.
But he gets a ride back into town from Chris, who is just coming back from having some of his guys go into the mines to kind of search for the... While also warning them that to get out if they start to smell methane.
Yeah. Rotten eggs.
There's a nice bit where one of the miners basically congratulates him on remembering stuff from back when he was still living in town.
Yeah.
That he didn't forget how to be a miner.
Yeah.
Despite not actually having been a miner himself. He remembered what they taught him about mining.
Yeah. Then,
which is it's very unfortunate that they don't make it.
No. So pretty much what happens, he's using a drill type thing and then cooling stuff down with water, and the water gets stopped. So he's trying to
suck the water out through the hose,
yeah,
and ends up accidentally inhaling what turns out to be a bunch of very large spiders that start crawling out of his mouth.
Yeah.
That's not a disturbing sight.
Just like, boom.
They just start pulling away, climbing out of his mouth, and just start...
And then I believe he gets taken by a bigger one.
Yep. Because it was revealed back at Joshua's place at the beginning of the movie that he had gotten his hands on some pretty rare spiders, one of which was a variety of spider where the female of the species was like 3 times larger.
Yeah.
Let's see. An orb weaver spider. He specifically named the female Consuela.
Consuela.
So that is her name for the remainder of the movie.
Consuela.
It did kind of confuse me when we were watching and they randomly mentioned a Consuela. I was like, what? Is that the big spider's name? Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
The biggest spider. And then cut to Samantha talking to Ashley, I believe is
yeah,
Scarlett Johansson's name.
Yep, Ashley.
And pretty much telling him that she doesn't want her to be around
Brett,
yeah. And gives her a taser. They get into a slight argument because she's not going to be...
Ashley says some stuff that she immediately regrets and realizes that her mom is just trying to look out for her so that she doesn't wind up like her with kids as a teenager.
So simple enough, she's about to leave and turns around. All right, I'll take them.
She takes the taser. Mike sneaks back into his room, but his mom catches her.
Oh, yeah. Where were you? Now you're grounded for... 3 more, or make it a week now.
And he tries to tell her about what he's found and how that's unusual. Meanwhile, in the background, there's the movie Them playing, and she sees that and is like, oh, I see what's going on. No more TV, too.
Yep.
You're getting paranoid delusions.
And then the kid was just catatonic.
But, Chris shows up, having actually given Mike a ride back into town. He then goes to the barber, gets him shaved, and comes to try and finally confess his feelings to Sam. Doesn't really work out as well as
yeah.
And then the phones go out.
Yep.
Pete's on the phone with that department that we mentioned earlier, and the phones go out. Mm-hmm. So now the whole place is without phone service.
Yeah.
They don't even have enough for cell.
Yeah. So then,
this is the scene with Ashley and Brett.
Okay. All right now. So Ashley and Brett are making out in Brett's truck.
And Brett's starting to try and take things a bit further, which Ashley doesn't want.
No, she's like...
And he tries to push the situation in his favor, so she grabs her taser and...
Well, he didn't get tased in the stomach, he didn't get tased in the arm, the leg...
He did end up peeing his pants.
He got tased right in the ganji, and just... Oh, and his reaction would be every man's reaction if we got an electrical current into our crotch.
Aren't you overreacting? Dude, she said no.
The funny thing was, I was just trying to cop a feel. It's just like...
So Ash just leaves.
Yep. Just the biggest piss stain on his pants.
So Brad has to get up, but he ends up seeing some of the giant spiders and goes to try and warn his biker friends about it, and they just see that he's pissed himself and don't take him seriously until one of them gets lunged at from the side.
Yep. And then they all hop on their dirt bikes and just drive away, and a few of his friends...
Pretty much all of them die.
Yeah.
Brett manages to make his way into the mines and accidentally collapses the entrance. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, unfortunately...
He lost a little control of the bike, and...
He's fleeing for his life.
Yep.
Unfortunately...
There
are spiders in the mines.
Yep.
So he has to keep driving around in the mines, having no idea where he's going, but just doing his best to stay a step ahead of the spiders.
Yes.
And I'm going to stick a pin in that because that becomes important very much later.
Yes. And so after this, they're...
Some stuff happens.
Yeah, some stuff's happened. Pretty much, Ashley comes back. She's done taking a shower.
She tears up her picture with Brett, takes a shower. Chris had gone to the mine and found an even larger spider leg and took it to go talk to Mike because he had briefly had a conversation with Mike after he had found his
but Mike's was a lot smaller compared to the one that he found. So,
and Sam is just kind of watching the whole exchange between the two. It's like, what are you talking about?
And then all of a sudden, Ashley screams, and she's getting wrapped up in spider webbing. And then
Sam goes to her gun cabinet and grabs a shotgun, comes back. Chris
is trying to stab it, but his hand gets covered.
Mike tosses him a scissors because he's going to try cutting Ashley out. But his hand, with the scissors, immediately gets webbed to the wall.
Yes. And
he starts to get webbed up, too.
Then Samantha comes in with the shotgun, shoots it once. It doesn't have that much of an effect. She shoots it the second time, blows his head off. And that pretty much killed it.
I feel I should mention that the special effects for the spiders in this movie aren't the best, but I'm willing to forgive it because they actually look pretty decent for the time.
Yeah.
Also, this movie came out at around the same time as the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie, and there are a lot of moments in this movie that are kind of... They were used in the marketing for this that you could definitely tell that they were trying to play off of that fact.
Yeah. Spider-Man.
Also, what did they sound like?
Oh yes. So when the spiders are just moving around all together or dying, they sound like minions.
And it's hard not to notice when, somebody says that. It's like, holy crap, they do sound like minions. But after the encounter with the giant spider, Sam calls up Pete, tells him to get all the guns and all the ammo.
Pete asks, what do we need all these guns? Okay. He listens. It just shows him with multiple guns in each arm and just throwing
He gets everything to the proper place.
Yeah.
He goes to Sam's place, which is now starting to attract a lot more spiders. They do manage to get to the squad car, and Pete hears something coming up on the roof, pulls out his gun, and shoots it,
and then just like guts or goop, just
spider blood.
Yeah, just right on
his face. But at this point, he knows what's going on.
Yeah, shit's going crazy.
But they do figure out what they should do, how they should deal with the situation, because Mike's got a radio. It's like, the conspiracy theory nut with a radio station.
Yeah.
Let's use that to warn everybody.
So they just barge into his camper.
And he's off put because government's trying to suppress him.
Yeah. now the police.
Now the sheriff is like, everybody, you need to listen. I'm being completely serious. The town is under attack from giant spiders. And even the conspiracy theory nuts.
Just like kind of looks
at... Seriously?
Huh?
And then the spiders attack his trailer.
Yep. A giant tarantula comes and attacks his trailer. And,
They do manage to get to safety.
Yes.
And they do tell everybody in the town about the giant spiders, but because it's on this guy's radio station, nobody's believing it at first.
Yeah.
Until the spiders start to attack the townsfolk in the streets.
There's a guy in here that could have helped that waitress lady.
He could have,
but his cowardice showed up pretty quick.
I think realistically, even he realized that there was nothing he could have done.
Yeah. And
but everybody rushes out of the diner, and they're immediately attacked by spiders that are hiding underground.
Yep. Just like jump them.
Which, again, was something mentioned back at Joshua's place at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
I like those kind of details. You see a lot of these spiders and their behaviors this early on in the movie, and they pop up later in the movie.
Yes.
Very nicely done.
Then they tell them to go to the mall.
Yeah, they warn everybody to get to the Prosperity Mall because it's got steel doors and all that.
Yeah.
They'll be at least somewhat safe from the spider horde.
By the way, at this time, not Mitch, the mayor. Wade. Yeah, Wade and a cook at the mall and a janitor are there.
They're the only people there. Wade is a bit upset that there's nobody show that it's kind of slow, and the cook is like, it's always this slow.
Yeah.
So Wade heads out to his car, and then people start coming in their vehicles and flocking to the mall.
He comes, he asks Samantha, so what's going on? Look behind you.
He looks behind. Spiders! Just a whole army of them.
And he just kind of just stands there for a little bit and just like, what? Like he's dumbfounded.
But they managed to get as many people into the mall as they can and save everybody.
Yes.
Not everybody, but they're now stuck in the mall. They gotta... At first they start panicking. And I love that on the way to the mall, Harlan is like, what's going on? Is this an alien invasion? No, I think they're mutant spiders. Come on. Okay, fine. They're spiders from Mars. Are you happy? Which is a nice David Bowie reference, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
They're spiders from Mars. Are you happy? Hey, man.
But they try to get everybody as armed as they can with what's available in the mall.
Yeah.
We get a barber guy from earlier who watched his coworker and get attacked by a spider, and his best customer being turned into a raccoon.
Yep.
He manages to escape and gets armed with a pitchfork. And
okay, the lineup of people in this mall that are willing to fight have, like, there's a dude that looks like he could be from Mad Max. We have Jason Voorhees here, but he's got a chainsaw instead of a machete. It's just, what the fuck?
They're using whatever they can get their hands on for protection and weaponry.
Yes. So yes, one of them has a crossbow that actually helps out a little bit later in the movie.
You get the janitor guy who's got like 2 pairs of glasses.
Well, I believe one's reading and one's for vision.
Yeah, because as he's about to lock up the mall, he sees a bunch of people coming. Has to take off his reading glasses and put it on his visual glasses. And I was like, oh shit, spiders.
He like rises the thing up so people can get in.
And Chris is like, okay, what's the key for closing this place? Okay, not this one, not this one.
Just give me that. The one that says
front door.
Yep. Oh, that's right.
But the plan they decide to come up with is to use Sam's cell phone, take it up to the radio tower on the roof of the mall
to try to
get the injured and sick down into the basement of the mall, which has, for some reason, a door down into the mines.
Yeah.
Which, as we, the audience, know, is not safe.
No.
But they don't know that.
No.
So.
Doesn't
There's one point where Wade is like, what are those? It's like, and Pete is like, it's spiders, man.
It's spiders, man.
And that's the scene that I remember the most from the marketing for this movie.
It's spiders, man.
Because it's clearly in reference to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie.
Yes, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies is pretty good. Yeah.
I've never seen any of them. I've never seen any of the Spider-Man movies.
You're missing out.
Except for the Japanese Spider-Man movie. But that was connected to the TV show.
You lied.
I'll go packing my stuff. I've been exposed as a fraud. I'll go get my things.
So, now after that little silliness, they all try to head down to the basement where there's like I said, is attached to the mine, and I believe Wade goes down there.
He went down there first and decided to head into the mines first and lock everybody out of the mines.
Yep.
Showing just how reliable of a mayor he is.
Yes. But he meets up with Brett.
Yep, who has been driving around the mountain.
Brett, what are you doing here? Just like staying away from fucking spiders.
Blake gets caught up.
Yep.
Brett manages to escape on his motorbike.
Yep. And finds his way into the mall.
I love that there's this scene, the penetration of the mall. The spiders are attacking the front gate, and a huge tarantula manages to pry its way in.
Yes.
It gets stuck partway, and then seemingly gets dragged out, and then a whole horde of spiders start swarming in. It's like, oh.
I'm kind of wondering if the female might have pulled the tarantula.
It's possible to let the others get in.
Yeah.
So everybody who's been manning the defenses at the front gate are now retreating down into the basement. Meanwhile, Chris and Harlan, the radio guy, they're heading up to the roof to try and call out of town. Yeah. And they do manage to call out of town, and are almost immediately hung up on because the operator doesn't believe that they're being attacked by spiders. She's like, "Sir, this is for emergencies. I am hanging up now."
They've arrived. They're here. Just like, then they.
At some point, Pete gets separated from the others who are being attacked. Harlan ends up falling off the roof. Those two end up getting together and deciding that
just there's a funny scene. I think it's funny, where they're together just by this door, and it's like, well, the door is locked, so they're just like, so what's Plan B? Oh, we're just gonna run away.
Sounds good. Yep. So they huff it.
Yep.
Chris he's up on the radio tower. Swarms of spiders coming around. He manages to use his coat as a zip line to launch himself into the air conditioning bag.
Yeah.
Which realistically wouldn't happen, but
no.
That's just a caveat that all movies have.
Oh yeah. Like, he might get stuck halfway. He wouldn't get done. I believe it gets thinner.
Those vents are very slim. There's no way an adult person is going to fit into them.
No.
Even if they're really slender.
Well, me and you would definitely get
like those vents are designed to circulate air, not people.
Yeah. So he falls in, and he's trying to get out of this little grate thing, and Samantha comes running by. Hey, Samantha, she's like, what the hell? Chris, where are you?
Here.
Right.
Like, help me get this grate off.
Like, what are you doing in there?
Let me get this grate off.
Like,
they get the grate off, and they all. Ooh, Frank Welker voiced some of the spiders, as did Rob Paulson, and Kevin Michael Richardson.
So they played the Minions?
Apparently, the Minion spiders. And everybody who is not Harlan and Pete and haven't been attacked by the spiders managed to get down to the basement to find that the doorway into the mines has been locked. And then it bursts open
by a forklift.
A forklift comes in.
And it's Ben.
It's Brett.
Brett. Ben?
Who's Ben? Ben Stein's not in this movie.
It'd be a lot interesting if he was. He'd be the female spider. Then Ashley sees Brett, and they, hug and such.
And I think it's either Brett or Sam that end up using the forklift to block the door that the spiders are trying to get through.
It's Sam.
And everybody goes down into the mines. Brett's bringing along his motorbike.
And then Ashley's like, really? Just leave that stupid thing. He's like, no,
this thing has saved my life more times today than I can count. It's like, fair enough.
Yes. He's just like that. He does earlier in the movie, like. He does a motorcycle trick and kicks a spider.
And now Chris is leading everybody because he's more familiar with being a miner and knows that if they follow the electrical cables, they will eventually get to a generator, which is usually
outside.
Usually situated near the entrances. Yes. So they're following it. And the janitor, he's following it. He ends up getting separated from the group because he keeps following while Chris has to turn around and tell everybody, hey, anybody with firearms, don't use them. This place is full of methane. It could blow it. Any spark could...
anything, the slightest little spark the thing's going up.
Yeah. At one point, he actually smashes one of the light bulbs.
Yeah.
Just because once we can get out there and get to the generator, we can use an explosion caused by this to
pretty much kill all the spiders.
Yes. Unfortunately, they wind up, the janitor, having been separated from the group, winds up right into a spider webbing.
Yep.
And everybody ends up having to fight their way through the spiders, and Chris gets separated from everybody, but he does manage to find Gladys, an old lady who welcomed him back into town at the beginning of the movie. And
Aunt Gladys, apparently it's his aunt.
Yes, and he'd actually been staying with her during her time in the... And it's actually here where he gets that huge spider leg, because it drags Gladys down into the mines.
Yeah.
That was a moment I forgot about.
Yeah, me too. But
oops.
That's okay.
But there's a running joke in the movie where she is a chain smoker.
Oh, yeah.
And at one point she can't get one of her matches lit, and he's like, maybe that's a good sign, you should quit.
Yeah.
And then it's some good payoff later.
Yeah.
But Chris manages to save her.
Yes,
and she's the only one he manages to save.
I believe the queen hasn't even gotten to her to devour yet.
Right,
so
right. But everybody else that he found cocooned up
was dead.
Yeah. But using Brett's motorcycle, he manages to, along with Glass, hoof it out. Meanwhile, everybody who's gotten to the generator,
they're trying to find gasoline.
It won't start.
We just need enough to get a spark.
And then Ashley pulls out her taser. Will this work?
You're a genius.
Also, before taking off, Chris puts
the
Gladys's matches into the broken light bulb to help with the spark.
Yeah.
And he hoofs it.
Oh, yeah.
They get the generator started.
Boom.
Methane starts blowing up.
Then with also the chemicals inside the mine.
The methane?
The methane, yeah. Just boom, boom, boom.
And there's a moment where we think that Chris and Glass have been engulfed in the flame, but they managed to ride out unharmed.
And by the way, before this is all happening, they were being chased by the queen.
Yeah.
And all her minions.
But everybody manages to make it out, and then the cavalry arrives.
Exactly. Like
also the mall gets blown up.
Oh yeah, the mall gets blown. And
I think they actually save the mayor.
Yeah, they do.
And he witnesses the mall get blown up.
He's like, I don't feel so hot.
But a bunch of emergency vehicles show up because they had actually been listening to Harlan's radio broadcast when shit went down.
Yeah. So and they show up. All right, where's the aliens? It's not aliens. It's just giant spiders.
They're just spiders that have been mutated by toxic chemicals.
Literally.
Like that's a believable story.
Look, see this? See this? These are brand new right here. Just like he just takes his hat off and starts showing his hair.
It's like barely visible new hair.
Yeah.
It's like these are all new. Also, while saving Gladys, Chris manages to find the gold load that his dad had found.
And then they oh yeah, before they even do anything, he tries to confess his love to Sam.
Chris tries to confess to Sam, and she basically just says everything that he was going to say because his dad had already told her.
He's like, now get back here, get here so you can thank me properly.
That's while they're still down in the mine.
Yeah, but it's just really funny. Just then he's like, well, that was easier than I thought.
But with the day saved, we jump ahead a bit to Harlan's new radio broadcast recounting the events. And then he hints that maybe Chris had found the gold mine as he now sports some gold teeth.
Yep.
And the movie ends.
Yep.
This was a really fun movie.
Like the very first time we watched this, I didn't think I was going to care for it that much.
And you picked it.
I did. But, the thing was, I'm not the biggest fan of David David Arquette's acting, but you know he did quite well in this movie. Scream and he's been in Scream, good fine, but you know some of his other films are just crap.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. But this movie is a solid piece with some great characters, some kind of cheesy special effects for the spiders.
Yeah, but
it doesn't look as good as we're used to now. But I will admit that they're not horrible. I mean, I've seen far worse in other movies.
Oh God,
I've seen far worse in later movies.
Oh yeah.
So these are fine, and they convey the situation just fine.
Mm-hmm. Little burp there?
Little burp, yeah.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed this movie. The plot is interesting. You know.
Oh yeah, really solid. Not every plot point makes it like there's no point where Brett ends up using the fact that Wade's been trying to get the place bought up for toxic waste dumping.
Yeah.
That never actually comes to fruition outside of the giant spiders.
Yeah.
So Wade never really gets his comeuppance for his kind of shady dealings.
But his mom is now gone.
I mean, that's it, though.
Yeah. He just looks so... No. There's a scene where Brett is trying to tell Wade that, I'm leaving for the night. I might not come back till morning. I might get wasted.
It's like, just get out of here and go have fun.
Yeah.
I'm on the phone.
Well, he is definitely not his biological father.
Yeah, no, they state that he's his stepson. Although I have to wonder, where's his mom during all this? Is she gone?
There might be.
It might be. We never learn what's happened with Brett's mom, but I think the fact that it's a step-parent situation.
Yeah.
And how, kind of detached as a parent he is.
Mm-hmm.
Wade is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was Eight-Legged Freaks, guys.
Really fun movie.
Oh, yes.
Good, damn good American giant monster movie. Well worth checking out.
Mm-hmm.
May seem hokey at places, but it is solid.
That tarantula, though, that was climbing the camper and just puncturing his legs into each little window. That thing could have been the star. If they made it much more massive, it would be...
But I do like the orb weaver that they got. Consuela.
Consuela, yes.
That was well done.
Mm-hmm. Did we ever take that pin out?
I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that was... Pretty sure that pin was the fact that she had a taser now.
Yep.
I'm probably forgetting that was that pin.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure we covered whatever that pin was.
Yeah, I can't remember. So...
But yeah, this movie has plenty of Chekhov gun moments.
Oh, yeah.
That come into play, except for the whole toxic waste dumping ground situation that the mayor's trying to do. But that's literally the only gripe I have with this movie.
Yeah.
Like, even the not great spider special effects, I can forgive because they look decent enough, and they convey, and it looks better more often than not.
Yes.
So.
Like a previous movie we recently watched, the Food of the Gods. Yeah. They actually used real mice in that movie, but then they used like fake things for like their deaths and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
it's just.
But that's a topic for another video.
Mm-hmm.
Not the next one though.
No,
I'm not sure when we're gonna do that, but we'll probably do that at some point.
Yeah, well, we got plenty of movies to get through. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So
this has been Son of Kaiju Review. I am Tank.
I'm Protomet.
See ya.
Bye.